for. So, you can sit and look up and down the lineup where we could have got a couple points back here and there, and we really felt like we were going to come away with a win there. And the same thing 2 weeks ago against Mary. We had unfortunate injury, pretty gruesome injury that has knocked Shadi Mitwali out of our lineup for the last couple weeks. So that's tough for us. He's a team captain, and he had previously beaten his opponent, from Mary, and so I think he possibly could have been the guy that helped us win potentially both of those duels. But both of them split 5-5, and we have to start finding a way to win those. There's no doubt about it, because that's in this conference, that's going to happen a lot. It could happen tomorrow, and we got to start finding a way to win that, and we got to start scoring more bonus points and limiting our opponents' bonus points. So we're frustrated a little bit, but I think our guys have had a great attitude about it, and they're it's just increased our work ethic as a team. These guys are coming in with something to prove now, and so I think we all feel like our record doesn't really represent the type of program we have and the type of team we have this year. And so we only got one more chance here left to prove that in dual meets before we move into our postseason. So I would expect a similar duel tomorrow. I think it's going to be really close. It could easily go with a 5-5 split again. So it's this one means a lot to us, because it's our last chance to go pick up a win, and it's senior night, so we got 7 seniors that have meant a lot to our program, given a lot to our program over the years, and so it's important that we represent them well and finish out with a win at home and get a little momentum and confidence going headed into the postseason.
Positives of what has happened with those close matches going into this final matchup?
Yeah, so against UMary, we chose 165. We kind of chose the probably the toughest part of their lineup. So we actually got out to Mary rather got out to a 12-0 lead against us, and that's of course that's an area where we can't be giving up falls. But one reason we wanted to start at 165 is because we're confident in our lightweights. We're confident in the bottom half of our lineup, and credit to our guys for just staying the course and clawing our way back into it. I think Keegan Berry had a win, and then Mary won 197, but then I think we won 4 in a row there. Heavyweight, and then 125 was a great win by Tech Fall for Oscar Nellis, and then a huge win for Kelby Armstrong, avenging a loss there at 133. That was a great win, kind of a comeback win at the end of the match. Now, unfortunately, Kelby's been a little banged up and been out of our lineup. Was out last week, and he'll be out again tomorrow night. But huge win to put us back in that duel, and then a fall from Lincoln Stormer gave us the lead, and we felt pretty good going into those last 2 matches, and just didn't quite get it done. Obviously, tough injury there at 49, and then I think it was an 8-7 loss at 57. So the whole duel came down to that match, and we just didn't quite get it done there. So, but yeah, our guys are pretty resilient, and Moorhead was a little different story. It was pretty much back and forth the whole way. I think they won 25, we won 33. We won 41 to take the lead, then they took the lead back at 49, and we won 57, and it just went back and forth the whole way, and came down to heavyweight, and I think we won 4-0 there. So, and I think you just look back at that, and we got to just find a way to find one more takedown or something throughout that duel to turn that one around.
You mentioned Kelby Armstrong won't be in the lineup tomorrow night, and against Moorhead, you went with Logan Fisher there at 133, and he got a good win for you guys. But but Logan's a guy that we haven't seen a whole lot this year in the lineup. So what does he bring to the table? What can we expect from him?
Well, we have a lot of confidence in Logan, and he's a 125 pounder. So we've been strong at that weight class, this year with Oscar, and in the past with, last year with Dean Arvalo there. And so he's kind of had to wait, bide his time a little bit behind those guys. And so, it's not easy maybe moving up to a weight class, but we've got a lot of confidence in him. He's wrestled quite a few extra matches this year and has a really good record, and he's wrestling well, and he trains as hard as anyone in the room. And so we've got a lot of confidence in him, and he had a great match against Moorhead, scored a bonus point there, I believe, with a major decision, and so we're confident with him in there moving forward, and we'll see. We may get Kelby back by the postseason, we may not. Not sure at this point yet.
Talk about Lincoln Stormer, back-to-back victories for him. He's been really kind of getting into his zone and getting comfortable on the mat.
Yeah, it's been good to see, because we can tell how good he is in the room, and he's another guy that really puts in the work. He's always putting in extra time, and I think early this season, I think it was more of a kind of a mental thing than anything. He just, he didn't quite look like himself out on the mat, and I think he's put a lot of work into that end of things, and has started to figure some things out. Great win over Moorhead. I think they were previously ranked there. Really good match there, and then finding a fall against Mary was at a really critical point in that dual meet. That was huge for us. So really excited about him. I think that he should have a really fun matchup tomorrow that could kind of go either way. It's going to be an important match in this dual meet.
What did you think about Nathan Baca? He got a tech fall, one of the bigger, more dominant wins in that meet against Moorhead.
Yeah, that was, there, other than a few major decisions, that there were no pins, and that was the only tech fall, and so that that was a big match for us, and Nathan came off a tough loss against Mary, a 1 point loss, and has had some struggles, moving down a weight class this year, and so he was I think second team all conference last year at 165, so he's had to adjust. Moving down a weight class, and so I think he was a little frustrated early in the season as well. And he's picked up a couple wins now in conference duels, but I think he expects a little more out of himself, and I think he showed what he's capable of against Moorhead there, and so we're looking for another match kind of like that here tomorrow. He's the type of guy that's very capable of scoring bonus points for us, so looking for him to continue to turn it on here at the end of the season.
Tomorrow night is senior night, like you mentioned. Southwest Minnesota State coming to town. What challenges are the Mustangs going to present?
They're going to be, I coached there for 3 years, and so I know that they train hard, and they really get their guys ready to compete, and they're typically in really good shape, good well-conditioned team, and I think you're going to see a lot of close matches, and so the team that's going to come out ahead tomorrow night is going to be the team that's really executing well and really competing with a lot of energy and a lot of fight and a lot of heart. So we take a lot of pride in competing like that at home, and especially on a night like a senior night. And so it's going to be fun.
And my final question: Keegan Berry, Jordan Will back in the rankings again. Keegan Berry up to 14 at his weight class. Will back at 10. What was the reaction from the program when you saw those guys getting ranked once again?
Well, it was really good to see, and Jordan took a tough, triple overtime loss, and that's what kind of hurt him a little bit. But other than that, and that was a non-conference duel, so he's 4-0 in conference duels now, and back on track, and definitely expect a big win out of him tomorrow. Keegan has sort of had to claw his way into the rankings as at a really tough weight class, and I think he's in the region sitting number 4, and Southwest is sitting number 5. So that's going to be a really critical match in the dual meet. And whoever comes out on top there, I think, is going to put themselves in a pretty good, position in terms of seeding and whatnot going into the region tournament here. So that's going to be a big matchup, probably the matchup of the evening tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.